Welcome to KCL Tech Tip Tuesday. I'm Kevin Coachman. Today we're going to talk about custom blocks from KCL. To get everyone started, just to make sure you know where to get the software or the latest updates, go to kclcad.com, access KCL, and then you download the KCL BIM CAD Designer. That will give you KCL tools for AutoCAD, Revit, and Napkin Sketch, which does not require AutoCAD or Revit. I'm just going to open the installer, give everyone a quick look. Normally you'd hit install. In my case, I'm going to hit modify just to show you that you can install different types of pieces of KCL. We normally will take care of looking for finding your Revit. We can automatically find your AutoCAD, and Napkin Sketch is part of KCL. Biggest tip on the installation would be go for current user. So I'm going to cancel out of here. We're going to open up the KCL software and talk about custom blocks. So KCL, you can watch our other webinars on YouTube, join us live. We've got a lot of data for AutoCAD, Revit, spec sheets, manuals, and others that come from a manufacturer and are attached by manufacturer and model number. Custom blocks kind of have two purposes. We have manufacturer specific. You can see from Bally down to Wine Racks by Marcus, or you have KCL generic. So we're going to start with generic, and the idea is I can pick categories of equipment. Beverage. Let's go for a soda dispenser. There's no manufacturing model. These are generic. You can see here that I've got a selector for different types or an arrow to scroll through, and it just goes through the different types. There's not a lot of options here. It's what do you want it to look like? What's going to be the height if it's a countertop height? And then what kind of output do you want? Do you want a 2D plan, 2D, 3D, elevation? So those are your main options you want. When you're ready, you hit generate. KCL will go out to the internet and create that file. So this is one of our simpler custom blocks because you're really just picking a type. Once it's generated, you can look at different angles by the little play button. You can use our navigator to look at different angles. You could change your mind and say, I just want a 3D only and regenerate it. And you don't get the 2D on the bottom. Elevation view is going to give me a two-dimensional simple elevation. And then the plan view will give me a cleaned up top view. So let's go for 2D and 3D one more time. Now I have to decide, send this to AutoCAD or AutoCAD LT or any other CAD type program. Send this to full Revit, Napkin Sketch, or I can save this on my computer and use it for any other program that can read a DWG. So you can generate and then send. I'm going to go ahead and send this to AutoCAD. I click A for AutoCAD. The file will get downloaded. Depending on my balloon settings, I'm going to get a balloon or not. And the balloon data is used for schedules, item list. We have other webinars to get into that, but this is the main one we're looking at. Here's my top view. You can see all the layers. If we choose to view this in 3D, we get a nice looking 3D. We can turn off two-dimensional layers if we don't want to see them. So that's one custom block. We're not going to spend the entire half hour looking at each program, but I'm going to show some differences. So let's go to fabrication. Fabrication has a lot of different programs. We're going to go for something simple like a work table. Again, you've got your options underneath. You can use the arrows to scroll through visually, and we'll make some changes. If I like that but want to put it on feet, I'm not getting a preview because otherwise we'd build too many previews, and I can change my splash and change the height. So you set up your parameters, your values, hit generate. Again, in this case, let's send this to AutoCAD. By the way, there is a layer preview here. This does not affect AutoCAD. I can turn them on or off. This is more for you to help your preview, learn what the layers look like. So A for AutoCAD. And now I can place this item, put the balloon even though the layer's off, and I can see now I've got a couple pieces of equipment. We can even do a hide in AutoCAD so we don't quite see through it. You can do a shade in AutoCAD, and you have what looks like materials. Stainless steel is gray. We put some colors in on the custom block. So again, custom block's pretty straightforward. We're going to generate what we did a minute ago. I'm going to send this to Napkin Sketch. So if you're someone who doesn't have AutoCAD or AutoCAD LT or Revit, here's KCL Napkin Sketch. Again, a more detailed webinar is available on the YouTube channel. But I've got this piece from the top. If I change my view, there it is. And I have the same layer controls. So I can turn those things off. So without AutoCAD, I can load in one or multiple items. Let's go back to custom block. So you see here, there's a lot of values. If we go for a serving cart. So again, this one has different options. What's the body style? Tray slide? Yes, no, what option? Sneeze guard. End panels. If it's a single unit, I might want it on both. How long do I want this? A 4-segment unit. Great. Workboard. We can put a solid workboard. And it makes that up. It's instant, it's quick, it's simple. You want to make a change and say, hey, this should go on casters. Change the setting, generate it. And again, I can send this to Napkin Sketch where I'm working in my top view. Then I can always go to the 3D view, or I can send it to AutoCAD. And AutoCAD LT will accept these blocks as well. Put that in here. And again, if you have your shade mode, you can see it. We did mention that custom blocks can be sent to Revit. If I go back and do the same, it could be a different one this time. Let's go back and look at what we have here. We have wine rack programs. Is it a single usage? Is it multi-usage? So you can have different values for your front to back, different bottles. You can stretch this window to look at the options. You can shrink it if you don't want to see it. Cambro has high density shelving, so some of them are more complex than others. Bally has a walk-in cooler, as well as if you need to put separate doors or corners in there to build more customized. Norlake, they've got a single or 2-section walk-in with different options. So we have several manufacturers that have come up with custom blocks. Once I find what I like and I hit generate, again, I can send this to any of the applications or even download it. If I send this to Revit, it will load it into my Revit program. Must be full Revit, not LT. That gets a little bit trickier. And I place this into Revit. Got the little circle, it's just about done. I have, just like in AutoCAD and Napkin Sketch, my plan view or top view. But if I change to a 3D view, I've got a 3D view. And if I shade it, I can see some of the detail. So custom blocks can be used in every design application. However, when you send them to Revit, these are not editable families. They will tag and schedule. They have data. I can use my add parameters to put more parameters. Again, we have Revit webinars for more detail. But in the case of a custom block, if I try to edit this family, and then I explode it, it disappears. So it's okay if you can use what we give you, And for some people, what we give you is perfect. You can turn on and off layers using your visibility in Revit, visibility graphics, imported categories, because this is an AutoCAD block. And if I turn off some of my extra layers, it cleans it up. So we just want to clarify, custom blocks are great for AutoCAD, great for Napkin Sketch. They're pretty good for Revit too. And we're going to show you a better way for Revit as we come up. So again, custom blocks, a lot of options. One more we're going to look at would be furniture. And instead of me going through the menus, I'm going to show you you can use the filter box at the top. And if I say table, I can see all the things that are table related, including furniture. So for those of you that are either using Napkin Sketch or you do some simple front of the house, you can put in different style tables, different tops, different chairs, and quantities. If I went for a round 60-inch, I can put more chairs than if I did a round 36. So there's a little bit in there to help you out. Again, generate it. And now I can send this off to Napkin Sketch. I don't need any AutoCAD, I don't need Revit, and I can show people what things look like in 3D. So custom blocks will allow you to create plan view, some of them, most of them, front view, as well as 3D views to use in AutoCAD, Revit, or Napkin Sketch. It's a very simple part of KCL, but it's extremely powerful. I type in booths. That looks pretty simple, but as soon as I say, hey, let's put 2 benches, now I can see what it looks like. And you can change the top, your X, Y dimension. So you can type in filters and say, I'm looking for something, and we'll try to help you. Or you can just expand and take a look. Queuing rails. You've got restaurants or designs that need it. You can put in angles and distances. We have doors and windows, bathroom equipment. Hoods. Hoods are simple boxes, but if you want to have it with a spacer, you want to set the height, you want to front plenum, you can put in different options, and we will build a 3D item for you. If I want to put in a back panel, and again, you can always zoom into it. You can pan around, you can view it on different angles, you can download it if you want to keep it in your own library. A few of the programs go a bit further. If I go to Cambro, and we'll do one of their high density units. Again, there's a lot of options. I'm just going to take a couple standards that I have here. The more pieces you put in, the more complex. It could be a little longer to download. We'll even have some kind of bill of materials, so you can review what was inside that custom block. That's just a text file that you can save or copy and use later. So the variety of custom blocks we have is all over the place. Very simple, very complex, manufacturer specific. In the office area, we're a little bit old in terms of our technology of what we've built, and I'm going to show you here, we even have a fax machine. We built custom blocks decades ago. So I'm not really customizing these. We just said, hey, here's a bunch of 3D office equipment that I can put in here. You want to put a person in there. This lets you load a person either in color or black and white that you can show for perspective. And due to COVID pandemic, we built a divider partition program. It can be on the floor with casters, a countertop partition, one that attaches to the countertop, or just a post mounted. So there's a lot of options here in custom blocks. We could spend hours going through them all. I'm always happy to do a demo directly with you or your team. Just let us know. We'll show you how to do that in a minute. But I'm going to come over to Revit and show you the last new tool. If you're a full Revit user, we have custom blocks for Revit. All the same custom blocks. Let's go build a table. The main difference here is these custom blocks will be native Revit compatible. that you can make modifications. So we'll just take a simple one here, generate it. First thing you'll see is it takes a little longer to generate because we're actually doing it inside your Revit application. The other ones go out to our servers and snap of your fingers are there, but pretty quick, here it is. If I like it, I can load it into my project. If I want to make some kind of change, you can see here, these are native Revit pieces. So we're going to load it into the project. And by viewing it, it may not look much different than our original custom block, but you can see here, this one has my special changes with the pieces exploded out. So if you're a Revit user, this is still in beta. It's pretty good. If you find any issues, let us know. But the idea is now you can generate KCL custom blocks in Revit, and you're allowed to edit those files. For some users, it's a big deal. Others are happy with our AutoCAD type files that work in Revit. Either way, they're all visible and they have materials. So that's kind of our run through of custom blocks today. If you're using custom blocks and you'd like a demo a little more in depth with your team, or you run into a problem, go to the top of KCL, hit contact us. Whether it's a bug report, whether it's just a comment, I would like to schedule a private demo. There's no charge. We can go through the details of custom blocks. We can show you differences of napkin sketch, AutoCAD, Revit, anything you want, typically 30 to 60 minutes. There's no charge for that. Again, mentioned it in the beginning, if you like watching these types of videos, there's a YouTube button in the upper right corner of KCL, and we rotate the videos through. So we did custom CAD blocks a couple months ago. It's time again, maybe with some updates, balloons and schedules, layer mapping, all sorts of details of KCL where you can watch it in 15 to 20 minutes. And again, our goal is we want you to make the most of your KCL usage. So thank you for joining us today. There'll be a link at the end of the video. Feel free to click to subscribe to our YouTube channel.